Cruella. Full disclosure, I've never seen any of the 101 Dalmatians movies. Not the original 101 Dalmatians, not the live action 101 Dalmatians, not 101 Dalmatians 2, not 102 Dalmatians. And thank you some user at DVD Talk Forum years ago for teaching me that, and others, that 101 Dalmatians 2 is the sequel to animated 101 Dalmatians, was 102 Dalmatians, the sequel to live action 101 Dalmatians. I do plan on going on Disney Plus and watching all of those to write written posts, to combine with the written post for Cruella, for the written blog. But for right now, I'm here to talk about the new movie itself. Cruella's great. There is a bit of a boring lull when Estella first starts working for the Baroness, because there's no conflict during that portion, but then it doesn't last more than 10 minutes. Maybe trimming that would have made the slightly long movie the perfect length, just brought it to just under 2 hours. But it's not that big a quibble. What's also not that big quibble, but deserves to be mentioned, I felt the big twist towards the end of the movie. I mean, I understand why I felt it was kind of essential to set up her character. Then, I don't know, somehow it felt a little forced to me. A little contrived. As far as the ending, Wicked, the musical, did, unrelated to Disney, but that did a fantastic job of taking the sympathetic heroine, Elphaba, and showing how she became the Wicked Witch. But I was trying to think, it was the Wicked Witch West or the East. I only watched Wizard of Oz one time as an 11-year-old, even though I have had the DVD for years. I've been making a goal recently to actually get through all the stuff I own and have never watched, but I digress. What Wicked did for that Wicked Witch, Disney seemed to be trying something similar with Maleficent and provide me one of the worst things ever to happen to me as a film fan. I vent about on my blog in my post about Dumbo. Getting worked up thinking about it, it not only to completely change the story, but it made so that the evil Maleficent didn't actually do anything particularly bad. So then Flato made her into a hero, and I was thinking, what the hell, Disney? You don't have the balls to show make it any complexity. You take someone supposed to be a villain, and in your backstory, you just change her past until she becomes a completely different character. Ugh. That was pretty moronic. Sorry, not sorry. But in Cruella, while the character still seems good at the end, we do see the hints for much of the movie about the evil inside her, what she's wrestling with, her inner struggle. And that does make me somewhat compelling, but it seems like Disney is still trying to maximize the box office revenue at the expense of artistic quality. Remove the complexity from the character, didn't have her do anything that bad. Even stuff that implying will happen. At one point say will happen, but no, it turns out it didn't. No, the worst she does is act like a bit of a diva with her two friends whom she's turned into her assistants. The one that I found out from hearing people talk after them, we actually turn up in 101 Dalmatians. But anyway, speaking a bit in general terms, don't want to spoil things, but then I listed my issues with this movie, but that said, there's a lot to like. I'm a huge Emma Stone fan, and she plays the part perfectly. The initial step for what makes her different, and then the ultimate tragedy that befalls her, I didn't expect that. It's very heartbreaking, and it then leads to the terrific segment of her as a child meeting her future assistants and then working with them when they're all young adults. Really dug that. And then the rivalry with the Baroness, her boss. Here finds out how, not to use some cliche for family movies, but how diabolical the Baroness is, and why Estella wants personal vengeance, even though it slowly leads into her becoming her evil alter ego, Cruella. And the ending really had me cheering. It's fantastic. So again, I'm not sure how good a job it did setting up 101 Dalmatians. Well, I'm guessing Disney will want to do a Cruella 2, which makes the character more evil, shows it further going off the deep end, who was like the Godfather Part 2 type thing. But you know, okay, to say the least, Cruella is not the Godfather, but it's a good enough movie that I would watch a sequel. Well, okay, based on the reviews, but hopefully by then I'll be well known enough that I'm invited to critic screenings. But yeah, as far as this movie, yeah, I talked about things I liked about the story and the lead actress, and then it's an amazing score. I couldn't believe how much great vintage popular music they featured, including London Calling and Should I Stay or Should I Go? It wasn't just Clash stuff. It was all sorts of classic rock, and a lot of good jokes in the movie. The interaction between Estella and her assistants is terrific, and then a lot of fun tension as they try to pull off their heist and give the Baroness comeuppance. And yes, Emma Thompson, the other Emma in this movie, makes a fantastic antagonist for Emma Stone. If only there was some way they could have made both assistants female instead and squeezed in Emma Watson and Emma Roberts. Yeah, okay, sorry, that was a lame joke, but anyway, yeah, despite some qualms with the storyline, the performances, the soundtrack, the humor, and the overall plot, you know, the tension, I've listed a lot of stuff that makes this a very good movie. For further thoughts, including all those other reviews I said I was going to do, you know, the whole 101 Dalmatians franchise, you can go to my written blog, autisticartcritic.com. Also, please follow us on Facebook, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Thank you.